Success for your 3 and 4-year-olds starts with Pinellas County Schools pre-K and VPK programs. Immerse your child in a world of learning. Affordable full-day options are available for the next school year. Space is limited. Apply November 19th through December 9th. It's never too early for learning that lasts a lifetime. Discover more at pcsb.org/early.
Hello and welcome to our live event. We're going to be discussing all things early childhood tonight in efforts to give you a lot of information that will be very important for our upcoming district application programs for early learning. My name's Crowley Baird, and I'm joined tonight by our Director of Early Childhood Education, Jennifer Meckler.
Hello.
It's always fun to be with you at this time of year to talk about these very important things.
Yes, we do spend some time together every year this time of year.
That is true. And our goal tonight is really to empower you with knowledge. And so tonight we're going to cover a variety of things, our early childhood programs, how to apply for a seat, applying for what we call a certificate of eligibility, and we'll also take your questions. Our programs in Pinellas County Schools are rooted and grounded in the Florida Early Learning and Developmental Standards, and there are 8 domains that govern those standards: social and emotional development, physical development, approaches to learning, social studies, scientific inquiry, the list goes on.
Absolutely.
Everything that we do is connected to learning and the power of early learning particularly. Our students have a lot of fun throughout the day in a variety of daily activities such as morning circle, social skills, learning circles, small group instruction, outside learning, daily reflections. We also provide breakfast offered before school. They get a lot of time interacting with their peers and learning a lot about what it means to be 3 and 4 years old at school.
Yes, absolutely. We certainly highlight their whole child development right throughout
Indeed.
the day.
Mrs. Meckler is going to talk about some of our very specific programs, our Pre-K3, VPK, and our ESE program.
Absolutely. So our Pre-K3 program is designed for children who are 3 years old on or before September 1st of the program year. It is a full elementary school day program, meaning that it will be from the start to the end of the school day hours. It is a tuition-based program, and it's $140 a week and has a $100 non-refundable registration fee that will be due at the time of enrollment. For VPK, or voluntary pre-kindergarten, it's a wonderful program that is provided actually in conjunction with our Early Learning Coalition through the state of Florida. It is for students who are 4 years old on or before September 1st. So really we're cohorting children for eventual kindergarten entry. The voluntary pre-kindergarten program is available for the full school day or for the half day. And actually I'm looking, we have an edit there in our available slide, but that's okay. We make mistakes and it's important to learn from them. Our half-day program is just the 3-hour day, where the full school day would be much like the Pre-K3 program in the full school day hours with a tuition of $125 a week. The same $100 non-refundable registration fee for the full day program. The important thing to also know about VPK is we have some initiatives through the district that allow full day attendance, potentially for free at reduced price tuition if a family qualifies for free or reduced price lunching. The reduced tuition is $30 a week. And another thing to highlight is that we do prioritize in the application process. I know we'll get to that a little bit later. Full day attendance. We know that children thrive and absorb more the longer we have them, so we do prioritize that. We have 6 schools that offer free full school day programming regardless, and they're the only sites that offer that for our 3-year-old program. They're listed here on the screen and, of course, listed also on our website. We do have one high school program. They're called the Little Packers over at Largo High School, where it's called our Employee and Community Preschool, where we offer both Pre-K3 and VPK at extended hours and an extended calendar. One of the real highlights of this program is the high school students that are studying to go into potentially either the field of education or early childhood programming are earning what we call their CDA, and they actually do some of the teaching and the activities with the students that are enrolled in this program. The prices at our employee community preschool are $175 a week for tuition, and for VPK, $150 a week for tuition, both, of course, with that $100 registration fee. And then, of course, for our full-time benefit eligible employees in Pinellas County Schools, if you have children that are in our early learning programming or you're considering having them attend one, we do offer reduced tuition for our full-time benefit eligible employees. For pre-K 3 at our elementary school sites, it would be $70 a week. And for VPK, it would be $50 a week for the full day program. You'll see there listed on the screen the reduced cost for our employees at the high school program. All of these programs have the same $100 registration fee. We also, I know there's a lot of buzz around our employee child care. That information will be shared through an email. It's run in a different system, so we keep it out of this one.
We also do serve students in our pre-K exceptional student education programs, or our ESE programs. These are for students that are ages 3 to 5 who have an IEP or an individualized education plan. For these students, you do not need to apply. There is a number there that you can access or call, as well as a website. If you do have questions or would like more specifics about your student, if your child does have an individualized education plan. But again, for the pre-K ESE programs, there is no need to apply.
Yeah, I think this is a good time to point out, Mr. Baird, that our programs in our elementary school sites are very inclusive based. Many of our programs are incorporating our typical developing students alongside our ESE students.
We wanted to share some additional information about some of our programs that we do get a lot of questions about. Space is limited, that is fair, and that's why we're doing this tonight. Again, to empower you, to give you all the information so you're not rushing or feeling frantic. What do I do? This is what you do. And again, you can access this information on our websites at any time. We get questions about how many adults are in the classroom. So at least 2 adults are in each classroom. Before and after care is available through our partners such as the R Club, YMCA, or other providers. Information regarding securing before and after care will be during enrollment at the school, and that will be in January. So again, those are all sorts of things that are dependent upon a few factors, such as space and the aftercare, but we wanted to provide you with general knowledge about what that's going to look like when the time comes. If you notice the next slide, we are talking now about how to actually apply for a seat. So this is very important. Our system is called the Student Reservation System. We refer to it internally as SRS. You'll get familiar with a lot of these acronyms, but it is our online system that's used to make an application for both the Pre-K 3 and the VPK program. And you can access that by reservation.pcsb.org. And applying for a seat, I'm going to walk you through a series of steps, and Mrs. Meckler will jump in, I'm sure, at times with some specifics. But the first thing that you need to do is create a Focus Parent Portal account. You may already have one, right?
And actually, that QR code on the screen will actually take you right to the place to create that account if you don't have one.
If you do have another student in Pinellas County Schools, you will have one. And if not, you're going to want to create one. Step 1. Next, you're going to notice here that between November 19th and December 9th at 5 p.m., go to reservation.pcsb.org in the SRS system and enter the required information. You will be given sort of guidance toward your zone school or your neighborhood school. That is always a great place to start, especially if that's where you're going to be attending for kindergarten and beyond. You are able to apply for 2 sites.
Correct.
There are some priorities given for full-day programming. Current 3-year-olds, if you're already enrolled in one of our programs, in our pre-K 3 programs, that is a priority that you'll be granted. Professional courtesy is also a priority for our employees. We do look at zoned and non-zoned schools. Also, if you have rising siblings or anchor siblings in general, that will generate a priority for you when you apply. And if you're choosing the full day VPK option, that also gets you a little advantage with a priority.
Yeah. The one thing to say, though, and this comes up a lot, and I'm wondering by looking at this slide if we caused the problem, Mr. Baird. Our currently enrolled 3-year-olds in our schools that are currently with us right now actually don't have to apply for a seat unless they want to change sites. So if you are currently enrolled and want to remain for the following year, you have nothing to do. It will automatically happen. But if you want to change locations, you would need to complete an application.
So you'll notice a couple of dates here. December 15th, there will be a school messenger phone call that will go out, and we all love to get those phone calls, but it's an important phone call, and take heed of the information being shared. December 16th through January 9th, you're going to log back in to the SRS to see the results of your application,
Right.
and Mrs. Meckler is going to talk you through some very specific dates.
Yeah, so that December 16th, you will be able to log back in to see what the results of your application were. So there's a few options. You may be invited. You may see waitlisted, right? So for those, if you see that you were invited to the program that you are wanting to attend, we encourage you to go ahead and accept the seat. It is a choice if you would prefer to sit on the wait list. We do look at those wait lists, and we actually drives our decision making for programming for the next year. So if you're sitting on the wait list, it isn't a guarantee that you will receive a seat in that program. But if you want to wait and see what happens, you are welcome to do that. If you accept a seat in a program, you will come off any other wait list that you might be sitting on. All right, so here we go. If you accepted a seat, you will go to the school site beginning January 20th. So sometime between January 20th and January 30th, you'll go to the school to start enrollment. You'll secure your space there by taking the required documents to the school site. If it's for VPK, you will need to take your certificate of eligibility, which we're going to talk more about in just a minute. Sometimes that's called the voucher. You'll be taking that or the confirmation number to the school. That's very important. And you'll be able to, as Mr. Baird said, access information regarding before and after care. If that is something that you need for your child, you'll be able to get information about securing that while you're at the school for enrollment. If you do not complete enrollment, so if you accepted a seat and you do not complete enrollment in this window, you will forfeit your seat. We will have a second application period. That's why completing your enrollment is so important, where we go through this whole system again, where we have applications and an acceptance period. You'll see there the date of the window. Again, this information is also available on our website. During the second application period, we do not prioritize any of the areas that we prioritize during the first window. So there are no priorities in the second window. And anybody that is sitting on the wait list because you chose not to come off of it, right, are going to be ahead of anybody that is sitting on the wait list from the first application period will remain above anybody that completes an application for the same program in the second application period. And then, of course, after the second application period, we go into what we call our late application period. That opens March 11th and actually will stay open throughout the summer until the school year begins.
So there is some required paperwork that you'll need to be proactively gathering and being prepared to present when the time comes, such as a birth certificate or other proof of age. Proof of residency, you will need 2 forms that are required for that: your immunization records, physical examination by a doctor, and your certificate of eligibility or confirmation number for VPK. And it is very important to be proactive with that because we do need those documents. And so gathering those ahead of time is a little bit of advice we like to give. Applying for a certificate of eligibility. So I'll do my best, and Jen might want to jump in, or I might just let you take it.
Let me take it. This is, so our friends at the Early Learning Coalition of Pinellas, they are who you work with to secure your certificate of eligibility. It is very important for everybody to know you can't do this, you cannot apply for it until after January 1st.
And this is what we would have, in years past, people would call the voucher.
Absolutely. So this is what you will take to the school during enrollment, but that you can't apply for it until after January 1st. So get through the holidays and welcome the new year in, and then put that on your priority list when you get back to the regular routines in January. You will need to work directly with them, and they have a wonderful website and lots of wonderful people that can help you through it. But the elcpinellas.org is where you'll need to register for an account and complete the application. There are some documents that you'll upload for them. And again, this is uploading to the ELC site in the account that you have to create. They do have 10 business days, and you can imagine that in January it's very busy. So it may take you 10 days before you have that. Not to worry. You will receive a confirmation number once the application has been submitted. So you'll have that. Hold on to that. And then you'll need to go log back into your account to print the certificate. That's an important component as well. It won't just come to you. You'll need to log back in to do that. And you'll either take the certificate that is like aerobics for the mouth, certificate of eligibility, or the confirmation number when you go to the school site to enroll.
Sounds like a really good New Year's resolution. Just get started on it on January 1st, right?
Absolutely.
It's
okay. I just wanted to say this is the contact information for the ELC, so that if you have any problems, I know they would be happy to help.
We also wanted to provide, again, some handy reference points for you here. You will have questions. You won't remember everything we said tonight, and it's not an exhaustive overview tonight. But if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to us. Again, our websites are very informative. We have a lot of information, very easy to navigate. Also, you might be interested in your school zone locator. And so that's a very popular tool that our families like to engage with on our website. You put in your address, and it'll tell you your elementary, middle, high school, based on where you live in Pinellas County. So now we're going to pivot into the questions and answers part of our night. And we've had a lot of questions submitted. So let's take a look at what we have here. And, some good ones.
I feel like I'm on the hot seat a little bit right here.
We enjoy hearing from you because it always sort of helps us refine what we do, and we want to be as clear as possible. So first question that comes up is before and after care through the YMCA, or does it vary by school?
It does vary. YMCA and our club are our largest providers for before and after care. They are a tuition, like a fee-based program, but it does vary. You'll need to look at the website of the schools you're looking at or considering. I'm sure it's listed on there, or contacting the schools.
Second question, is the application first come, first serve, or is it a lottery system?
That is a great question, and the answer is kind of both. For application period 1, it is lottery-based with those priorities that we had discussed, but falling into the second application period and then the late application period, it is just first come, first serve, adding to the wait list if there is one.
Okay, we have a question here regarding ranking schools. So do you have to rank schools when you apply?
You do. You'll have two, you can choose 2 programs. You don't have to choose 2. If you only have one that you're looking at, that you can just do that one, that you will select your first priority and your second priority if you choose to.
Okay, and this one is just right off the cusp of what we just said, so this will be an easy one. When should we apply for the VPK voucher?
Not until, say it with me, Mr. Baird, January 1st, after January 1st.
For pre-K 3 moving to VPK, this is a scenario at Garrison Jones, for example.
Oh, okay.
How do we let the school know that we still want the dual language program?
So that's a great question because some of our schools do have unique programs that they offer within the school. For that type of communication, I would encourage you to mention that during enrollment. It sounds like you're already there, so probably have a contact in the school to find out the best way to communicate that. And that would be the same for any school site. Anytime you want to interact with one of the schools with a specific request, you're just going to want to work with them directly.
Well, we have a question coming in from some of our PCS employees. Do PCS employees get full free pre-K 3 for their children, full day, that is?
So, no, we do not offer full free day. It is at a reduced price. We are happy to be able to extend a reduced price cost to any of our full-time benefit eligible staff in both pre-K 3 and in full day VPK.
We talked a little bit earlier about sibling priority, and this is a question stemming from that. If an older sibling is enrolled in a K-5 school, does the sibling applying for pre-K 3 have priority to enroll at the same school?
They do. Yes, during the first application period, they do. We know that that's important to families, and we certainly want to make your mornings better in being able to have you get both of your children to one site. I'm sure is going to ease the morning commute a little bit.
This is probably one of our most popularly asked questions that I frequently ask at this time of year. Do I have an advantage if I sit up all night and wait for the window to open and get in there as fast as possible rather than later in the application?
Not in this first application window. Just so long as you have it completed on December 9th by 5 p.m., you do not need to stay up all night. No, get your rest. Just make sure it's completed prior to the cutoff day.
We don't operate the same as Ticketmaster.
No,
you know.
no.
Are there classes of 3-hour VPK as opposed to a full day VPK?
Yes, that is that we look at that as the certificate of eligibility only hours. So those would be the first 3 program hours of the day.
So same question, but part 2 really. Are there full and half day options for pre-K 3?
No, our pre-K 3 programming is full day.
This is a question about transportation, and we do get this question frequently. Is transportation provided for pre-K?
I actually feel like I should be asking you this question, Mr. Baird. I believe the answer, I know the answer is only if you're an ESE student with an IEP that during that process, transportation was needed. And is that how you say it? An identified need?
If it was determined as a related service, it will be provided.
Okay.
You did a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. What hours are considered full day for pre-K 3 and VPK?
It's another tricky one. It is the full elementary school day, and while most of our schools are on the same schedule, there is a little bit of a variance. So you'll want to go to the school websites. If you go to our pcsb.org website, you can look at any school, and all of the school hours are posted.
This is a great question, and it does come up often. Can my child who turns 3 in December start now?
Oh, so if they're turning 3 this December, no, right? They're not 3 on September 1st of this program year, but they would be a perfect candidate for next year's pre-K 3 program. Again, we cohort children for school entry using that September 1st, just like kindergarten does. So a child turning 3 this December would be eligible for the pre-K 3 program for the 26-27 school year.
Okay, so this is an ESE question regarding a child that has an individualized education plan or an IEP. Do I still need to apply for a seat?
So if they're already being served in our schools, you do not need to apply for a seat. You are just like our pre-K 3 students without IEPs that are in our sites currently. They will automatically roll to the next grade level, the next level. So in this situation, it'd be pre-K 4 for the following year.
And if you're not enrolled in one of our schools and you have had an IEP developed through Pinellas County Schools, you would have a reservation in the system.
Right.
And all of that would be communicated to you when your IEP was developed at that final staffing meeting.
So it's not a question, but I'm going to add to it because we do get this occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
What if I'm moving from out of state?
If you're moving from out of state and you have an IEP that's either out of state and or expired, you can engage with our ESE pre-K transfer team, and we will do a matter of reviewing the IEP, doing reciprocal services, and determining what program is most suitable for your child's IEP. And then once they're enrolled at the school-based team will have about 20 days to upload and update, that IEP to an official Pinellas County Schools IEP. And that slide with the ESE number, if that is you, you can absolutely call that number and we'll absolutely guide you.
And that number is also listed on our
Yes,
website.
That's a good question. Okay, if my child is already, we just did that one, sorry. Are tours available for VPK once we received our seat?
Yes, absolutely. Mr. Baird and I have lots of friends that are school leaders, and tours are available at all of our sites, regardless really of a child's age, right, for pre-K 3 and up through elementary school. Principals and schools really like to showcase all the wonderful things happening. And you just need to contact the school office to find out when tours are available.
All right, if my child is already in a pre-K 3 program, do I need to apply again for VPK?
You don't have to do a thing until after January 1st when you're going to apply for that certificate of eligibility. We will be reaching out to our current pre-K 3 families to give them that reminder. But no, if you are wanting to remain at the site you're at, you will automatically roll up.
Okay. It looks like we have about 3 more questions that have been submitted. So, can you edit the school once you select for a priority? Once you've already applied, after you've selected a priority, can you edit the school?
I believe you can log back into the system and change what you have done. If you have any problems with that, you would just want to contact our office so that we can help you through that. But again, not after the window closes, right? We just have that time until 5 p.m. on December 9th.
I think you kind of already answered this one, but we'll do it for extra. Do we need to apply for a certificate of eligibility again if my child is already in pre-K 3?
So the certificate of eligibility that we're referencing in this is only for VPK, the Voluntary Pre-Kindergarten Program. That's the program you'll have to be 4 on or before September 1st. So if your child is in a 3s program, I think you're referring to something else, and we'd ask you just to contact us directly.
Okay, last question, and it's probably one of the best. Is there any real data that shows that sending children to VPK are more successful in kindergarten?
Yeah, so something that Mr. Baird and I hear a lot is really about all the research that's been done around brain development and how much of the child's brain is developed prior to kindergarten entry, 90%. So any early learning programming that a child can engage in to help develop the problem-solving skills, those thinking and cognitive and physical, all of the domains that we focus on, the more we engage in that type of learning prior to kindergarten entry, think about that, 90% of your brain is developed by 5 years old. So yes, there's lots. And now that VPK actually this year is celebrating its 20th birthday, on the state website you can see lots of longitudinal data that shows the impacts of attending VPK not only on kindergarten readiness, but also 3rd grade achievement and high school graduation and beyond.
Well, that's wonderful.
It is.
Why would you not do it?
Well,
right?
we love it because
I
we've
know,
always
right?
believed it, but now we've got everybody else's attention, right, Mr. Baird?
I hope so. It's a great place to be in Pinellas County Schools in pre-K. And we truly want to thank you all for tuning in and being proactive again about this information. We are here to help you. If at any moment along the way you need us, reach out. It's always a pleasure to support you in your first steps in Pinellas County Schools. Again, Crowley Baird, Jennifer Meckler, we are your early childhood team, and we just want to give a real quick shout out to our communications staff here that has put all this together. It's been a real fun time spent with you. On behalf of all of us here in Pinellas County Schools, we wish you the very best, and we look forward to seeing you in pre-K.